Hey, hi guys, welcome back. All right, so we're going to do a little touch base with a love tarot story. I will still get to a Cancerian November message that will still post tonight. It may be fairly late. I'm going to try not to make it too late, but I do have company coming over for dinner tonight, so it'll be after that, just so you guys know, Cancerians, I have not forgotten you, and I will get to you tonight no matter what, even if it's a little bit late. Hi, everyone. Great to see you. So, topic of love. We start out with the lovers. So, and the sun. We really couldn't get better. And the moon in the reverse. Look, it looks like full clarity. It looks like two people have either recognized something, and we definitely have like the counterparts of the sun and the moon. Um, I feel like we may have the energy, whomever is in the divine masculine. And again, this could always be the same sex couple, but we do have complementary, powerful energies of the cosmos choosing one another. Not because they have to, but because it's like, you're the best one. You're my very favorite thing. And I think that the response is, you're my very favorite thing. And now we're seeing it clearly. We know this. Are they making it clear to each other? My impression is yes. If it hasn't happened yet, it looks like within the next 6 days, this seems to be coming. So let's take a Nine of Wands. Okay, so it's first the awareness, which if we think about it like this, especially because we have the sun and the moon, we know we're talking about the difference between day and night as well. So I'm wondering if we have a character who like becomes aware, and maybe they both do. They both become aware, like I really like them. This is somebody really special. Okay, first I have to like become aware of it. It has to dawn on me. I have to maybe sit in this energy for a little bit. I maybe need to sleep on it. I need to kind of like digest the way I'm feeling first. I might need to go sit up on the roof and stare up at the night sky for a little bit and consult with the cosmos and say, I'm thinking I'm feeling some kind of way about this beautiful person. I'm kind of thinking that maybe they are the person I would really like to spend some time with. In fact, I'm pretty excited about the concept of that. I'm still maybe a little bit, bruised around the edges. I'm picturing this. I want to say like somebody's a bit of a bruised banana or a bruised peach, just saying like, I've been through some things. I've been around the block a time or two, but at the same time, I'm not so bruised that I can't, like give this person a chance when I know that they kind of already put a smile on my face. It definitely feels like characters that are becoming aware of how they feel first. We got Eight of Swords sideways. Nobody's made a move yet. It's probably better. We got to let them adjust. Think about getting into like a pool. Even if it's a hot summer, then the pool feels great, right? But at this time of the year, I'm in the northern hemisphere, so we're moving, into heavy duty fall, and we get some days that kind of start to feel a bit like winter. And your body temperature and air temperature is just like really feeling the difference. And so the idea of getting into a pool, even if the pool's not technically cold, it still feels like a shock, right? Just because the air temperature is cooler. Um, and I'm just picturing that that's how these two have to ease into this. We know they're going to go swimming. We know they're excited. We also know the pool's not frigid. It's going to be a good, it's an indoor pool. It's heated, but it still feels chilly at first. It still feels like they need to ease into this. I think it's better than making a big splash for the two of them right now. Eight of Swords says they're thinking about stuff. We certainly have both of them, a masculine and a feminine, in this particular story, even though they could both be masculine and both be feminine. We're still seeing the depiction of the sun and the moon, and they're both kind of withdrawn just a little, not completely. He's sitting up here on the roof. She's sitting over here with that Eight of Swords, which is also stuck energy. This is, sometimes a wounded warrior sits and contemplates, am I healed enough for the next go round? She's sitting over here going, I'm not exactly blocked, but I'm not exactly open yet. I have to acclimate. Let me just acclimate just a bit. Page of Cups. This Page of Cups is like this gorgeous energy of somebody's going to have to offer their jar. Somebody's going to have to go ahead and make the first move. And I do feel like I don't know who, it seems like it could be the masculine who wakes up one morning and says, this is going to be the day. We see the early morning. So maybe he kind of thinks about this pretty heavily all night long. We got kind of twilight coming on in this card for her as well. And then it's like by the next day, I think this is the day I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually talk to her. We have the Page of Pentacles as soon as I say talk to her. And it's like, okay, I'm not just going to talk to her, though. It's not going to be something that doesn't have meaning. I'm going to put my emotion into what I say. I'm going to go ahead and let her know I'm nervous talking to her. I might even begin by saying, sorry, got to catch my breath here. Haven't done this in a while. You know, he may just own it. I always think that that's kind of the best way to handle something is to just own it, you know, right out of the gate. Preface it by like, so I haven't asked anybody out in a long time. Does it still work the same way? You know, do you like ask somebody if they're single first, ask if you can get their number, or have things changed? Because it's been, you know, whatever. It's been 9 months. It's been 9 years since I asked somebody out. You know, he may just own it. This is nerve-wracking. He may also be really good at messaging or, you know, conveying like I've been thinking about approaching for a little bit. Wasn't really sure if you were single or not. Don't want to intrude. You just seem like a great person. You know, that kind of covers all the bases. You know, not stalker, but noticed, but didn't know if I could approach. Want to approach because you seem great. You know, that seems complimentary. That seems, you know, like I don't want to disrespect or step on somebody else's, you know, like terrain if you consider yourself, you know, otherwise engaged with somebody else. But how else do I know unless I ask you? Like that seems to be so relatable that it's, of course, that's nerve-wracking. Of course, you got to find out what somebody's scenario is before you just, you know, pop on in and just start interacting with them. So this is the first overture, and this is him doing it. This is him deciding. So it is the masculine in this story who makes that first move. When does this happen? We have a Justice card. Well, we're already through Libra season and into Scorpio, right? But with this Justice card, I don't know if this is like maybe this discomfort for him, like stepping up like this. Maybe he's expecting to be treated poorly. Maybe this is like, last time I did this, it didn't go very well. And he's like fully expecting to get, you know, rudely told no or something. I don't, I hope he gets a very different reception. King of Pentacles. You know, maybe this is actually him facing that fear, though. You know, sometimes when we do the thing that we're nervous about and we say, probably what's going to happen is it's going to be a big old disaster. I'm going to biff. I am going to bite it. This is not going to go well. So that's also where we shake off the fears. It's like, all right, I'm going to do this. I already expect they're probably going to be like, oh, please don't approach me. And he's like, but you know what? I'll be fine with that. So it's more along the lines of like just the act of stepping forward and saying something that's true, reaching out, trying, even though he does not expect a good reaction here. It actually makes him more confident and less nervous to just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead and say it. Can I just ask, why would you expect that somebody would treat you poorly? I want to say, who hurt you? Hanged Man, 10 of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so I don't know if in the past he's said, sometimes I have trouble getting beyond some things and I still obsess over mistakes I made in the past or perceived that I made in the past. And I guess I just figure maybe stuff still won't work out. Knight of Wands upright. He also might be saying she's really attractive. She probably already has somebody else in mind. Like that's really the way it looks. Oh, yippee. No, the video, you will find it in it's the one that I just did yesterday on this channel, sweetheart, and it's timestamped for you. And you'll see that in the description box. The video is the one that I did last night that is called Highly Specific. It's the one with somebody eating cereal. So if you just go to the Highly Specific playlist, it'll be the very first one that you see because I think it goes oldest to or excuse me, newest to oldest. So it should be really easy for you to find, love. And then if you look in that description box, you'll find where it's timestamped for you. And we had another winner also yesterday for our Monday winner. Just so you know, Hokey Dokey, if you are watching this, yours is also in that same video. It's timestamped for you in that same video. Sorry, guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just know anytime I put out a specific message, or highly specific messages, I call them, you can enter to win. And every Monday I pick somebody at random and we do a little storytelling for them. So, but we only do that on those videos where I leave the comments on. I really think he has not been used to having any wins. And I think that he kind of assumes she's really great. She probably has some balanced, perfect relationship. She seems really self-satisfied, really happy. That must mean that she's got everything, all of her wishes, dreams, and goals have been met. She's probably, not on the market anymore. It just feels like he's imagining the very best life for her because he thinks the very best of her. I think that is a beautiful thing, to assume that somebody is so awesome that, I'm sure, of course, you probably have somebody. You're a real catch, I can tell. Everything here is so like complimentary and so kind, but he does not expect that she would want to either, do-si-do with him. And then I still have to question that because the high priestess says, I think you know better than that. I think deep down, this is somebody that you're drawn to for a reason. This is somebody who likes you too, but you're maybe so used to not either having those wins or having people that like you in return, or you had some misfortune in the past picking the wrong person. Maybe that's why it's just like, I probably doesn't, she probably doesn't see me that way. But I think you're smarter than that. Deep down with that high priestess, that that's not the case. There's a reason you already are drawn to her. Okay, let's see on her side. Let's go to her for a minute. Oh my God, you sweetheart. Thank you so much. You guys are so amazing. Yale Ruben, aka Yippee, just gifted 5 more memberships, you guys. So Harsharan Salvne, Tina, Mon, Cole's Truth, and Kimberly L. You all just received a membership courtesy of Yale, aka Yippee. Thank you so much, Yale. You are so incredibly generous. Just know, if I just mentioned your name, it means you have access to the members corner now. So there's a members playlist, and you guys can check out the members videos. I add a new one every Monday. I always give you guys an intro to kind of let you know the little things that we do, little perks that we do in the members corner. So just so you guys know, you can now access that, okay? So as we shift over and we look at her world seems to be 6 of Swords and Prince of Wands. She's in that energy of like, I'm ready to meet somebody new. I've moved on from my past. I'm feeling kind of fun and flirty. I'm feeling like it could be really nice to meet somebody. She may be a big believer in like listening to her guides as well. She may be somebody who has like a totem animal or has like a real connection to the spiritual world, but she's feeling, I think it's time, as we have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, it's definitely time. It's time. I can sense something like pulling at me. I know, whatever. I keep seeing a crow, and the crow keeps talking to me, and I know the crow is telling me there's something coming from me. There's something, like it is time for me to go ahead and either change something in my life or not be single any longer. I want to ask a little bit more specifically, though. Does she have him on her mind? Because this is about 2 people that are choosing each other, and we're seeing them right before this happens. 3 of Wands. For her, it's interesting because she may be saying, I've seen them. They're in my mind. I hope that they could be a part of my future, but nothing's written in stone. We do have 3 guitars here, but we still have this energy of looking toward the future. I kind of think that if she has them on her radar, she is aware that like that could be somebody who could be of great consequence, but I'm not going to be the one reaching out. So I don't see her making the first move. I see her excited to see how things unveil, to see how flowers blossom, to see how things go. She doesn't seem to be in the, well, she's not in the masculine energy. She's in the moon's energy, the feminine energy, which is the receptive. That's the only reason, if, these roles could reverse, right? But it's just for the moment, she's not in the energy of the sun. She's not in that masculine projection energy. And that's probably why she's saying, yeah, I noticed him. Who knows what could happen in the future? I'm excited to see what happens. I'm not going to go seeking him, but if he approaches me, I'd love to see what would blossom. So Juanita, thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you, hon. Thank you for being here. Tonight on the live agenda, I have dinner guests coming over this evening, and then after that, I will be back and we will do a Cancerian video on this channel and a today's topic on the other channel. But if I have time, I will squeeze in a bonus message also late for probably Virgo over on the other channel as well. But it kind of depends on how long dinner runs. So we might start tomorrow with the next series. And Taurus will get one tomorrow, by the way. I know you look for Taurus. We've got the Three of Pentacles and it's sideways for her. That Three of Pentacles being sideways is definitely somebody that's, you notice how it's like there's that spiral of the galaxy again. There's something about timing because we have fossils, but then we have these little ants that have been, taking away the sand, and they're going right through to the other side of the earth and looking out into the cosmos. I kind of feel like she is sensing that either it's a soulmate. Anytime we see, the ammonites, which are like, fossilized sea creatures, I always think of it as like past life, something that could come back around. And the fact that she, again, seems very spiritual, somebody who kind of believes in like divine timing. Maybe she believes in symbols, or, different, maybe her spirit animal is an ant for all I know. But it feels as if she's saying, I trust that things will be revealed to me. I trust that the little grains of sand that are blocking my vision of what's going to come next, I trust that I'll know when I'm supposed to know the answer. I trust that something will be revealed because there's something that's meant for me. There's something, I do feel like these could be past life connections. Maybe that's why we have them right from the gate. We saw them like leaning toward each other and we see like the wings of the angels behind them. This could be two people that are indescribably attracted to each other, and it could be that they knew each other in several past lives. She's not jumping on board with that, nor is she jumping away from that concept. She's saying it will reveal itself if that is the case. She seems very calm about everything, willing to let kind of the universe unfold. And the Seven of Swords is not about lies in this deck. It's about not being able to interpret everything. Like if we're going to read hieroglyphs, we got to know how to interpret that. Sometimes things seem to be hidden in plain sight, or it's like, oh, I don't know, they're keeping this from me. This almost feels like her connection to the universe, saying the universe speaks in a different language. And I've learned that it will be translated to me when the time comes. And as long as I don't get all, frustrated and, irritated, how come it's not happening faster? I've seen them, they've seen me. Why aren't they coming toward me? If they're supposed to be the one, where's the symbols and the signs of that? Oh, this is just hogwash. She doesn't do any of that. She's in this place where she's like, oh, I can't tell what's going to happen. But I do trust that I don't make like preconceived notions because I might be telling myself a fantasy. Instead, I let things develop. I will let this person come toward me. I will get to know them. I will let things be revealed. She seems very patient and very trusting in the flow of the universe. I always think that people who become that Zen, I'm not saying that they couldn't just start out that way, but I think it takes, like some self-development maybe, or some life experience to get that chill and that content, trusting that the universe will unfold as it should. And not saying, but I want to control, I think she must have, either she's an old soul or she's gone through some stuff and she's like, if they're meant to be the right person for me, this will probably all fall into place. I don't need to fret about how will I arrange to bump into them, meet up with them. We'll probably find ourselves bumping into each other. I don't need, if they're on my radar and I'm on theirs, I already know it's just a matter of time before we end up in the same space and time. Because that's how life goes. That's how the universe works. If we're going with the flow of what our life is supposed to evolve into. So there's a very relaxed energy on the feminine side, which is interesting because remember, she's in the reception mode and she's saying, I'm not. Sometimes we think about reception or we think about gravity, we think about like gravity pulls us down to earth, right? Um, but that's not her exactly. Yes, she's still in the feminine gravitational moon energy, but it's this really passive, like, it's okay. I know that what's supposed to come into my life will, but I don't have to like latch on with a tractor beam and reel it in. It's a very different way to look at, basically attracting what's right for her and not saying it's right because I said it. I said this is going to be mine. It has to be right. I want, I need. She doesn't operate like that. And I do think that maybe, let me just ask, because I'm wondering if that's really an important side note in this as to why these two might be very successful together. Let me just take a look. What does that mean? Yeah, High Priestess. It definitely, remember he already had the High Priestess saying she's great. She's probably with somebody else. But then deep down, he like knew that that's probably not the case. And by the way, this card is so cool because we have this woman in this piece of quartz crystal, and it took me like 3 or 4 years before I noticed that. And now I like always point it out because I'm like a little kid who's still so excited with my discovery. But we have the High Priestess again. These two, this is a relationship that has to have roots in like past life or something very, kind of like ethereal or divine, right? And I think that they both know it. And this is not something that you necessarily rush up and jump into describing because then it could sound corny, fake, or forced. This is more something where we have to allow things to just kind of like filter through and get kind of magically aligned. It doesn't mean that he's not putting in effort because we already saw that he is. But there's more that these two both know about why they're drawn to each other. I would argue this is very special. This is a very special alignment for two people. This is a very special connection that they share. But if they were to rush in too fast and be like, let's talk about how special this is, it would almost like not allow it to unfurl the way it's supposed to. And that part also is what makes it so special. Does that make any sense? I don't know if I've said that very gracefully, but that's how this comes across to me is, yes, even the pace that this goes at is really important. Some things have to fall into place serendipitously. And even we could say will fall in place serendipitously with less gnashing of teeth and fretting because these two are on a frequency vibration where they're headed toward each other anyway. Let me just ask, universe, is there some great benefit to it going this way? Oh my God, Lisa, thank you, Angel. Oh my God, you are so generous. Lisa also just gifted 5 memberships. Catherine Bartlett, Debbie McKay, Lucia Williams, Desiree, and GGWP. You guys are all members courtesy of Lisa Boyle. Oh my God, Lisa, thank you so much, sweetheart. That was so generous. And everyone whose name I just listed, just know you can tap into the members corner now. And I put in a new members video every Monday. So there's a playlist called members that you'll want to check out. And in every one of those videos, I kind of explain for anybody who's a new member what we do in the members corner so you don't miss out, because we do different winners and you guys can select topics. And if it's your birthday month, let me know because I do a little storytelling for you there also. So anyway, just to let you guys know. Thank you again, Lisa. That was unbelievably kind. So, universe, was there another reason or something more beneficial to having this relationship go this way, to having it, like just kind of blossom, unfurl, just bit by bit, open up and just go in this natural pace? And what we see with the Two of Swords and the Chariot and the Lover's card again coming out, the universe is like, yeah, we're giving these two time to unblock areas of tension. We're giving them both the space to think about things. And remember, we began with that at the beginning. We had a masculine and a feminine, the sun and the moon. We saw them recognizing, I think that this is important. And then we both, they both kind of sat in their respective corners and kind of, thought about stuff, kind of eased into it. I talked about them like stepping into water and easing their way into something so it didn't feel like such a cold plunge. The universe is like, yes, they both need to like dislodge these swords. Maybe that represents swords from their heart, or maybe that represents unblocking. Like, it's kind of nice to think about, in this world that's so fast paced, to think about how things used to be. You used to meet somebody and there were no cell phones. You couldn't instantly text them. You didn't receive, body part pictures within 2 seconds of, going online, because there wasn't even online, right? I'm 45. So we started out without computers. We started out without cell phones. And I weep for the younger generations, my nieces and nephews, that didn't get a chance to live without all that, because we were very, I think, able to just be in the present space with the person that we might have just interacted with. And then when we walked away from each other, we couldn't instantly text and cell phone. So you had time to digest. You had time to meet somebody, engage with them, and then walk away and go back about your life. And then they sat in the back of your mind a little, and maybe you had time to think a little bit more critically about, did I like the way they treated me? Did I really think that they were nice? How did I really feel about that? Look, I'm a person who's slow to process, so I appreciate having gaps of time before I have to say how I feel about something. I'm not really good at instantly knowing. Some things I'll instantly know, but there's usually I still have to process. And I don't like to, that's why I don't like surprises. Don't want to be put on the spot. I'll always react wrong. It's a lot for me to take in. I'm slow. And I'm just wondering if maybe this is what they both needed. They needed to slowly acclimate, as if we're not in an era with fast-paced instant communication. They needed to recognize that there's something here and then sit with that for a little bit. Let it filter through their mind, their energy. Let it kind of soak into them just a little bit. Let them digest how they feel before moving forward, because then they get more confident and more certain about, I know that this is somebody important because I feel something unusual for them. I feel an unusual pull. So it's better that these two got a chance to like take a little time before easing into this. I think it's maybe they both move a little slower, or maybe they both needed to just like process, what is it that's making them stand out to me? Oh, it's that this person's special. What is it that makes them special? It's hard to say. It's that je ne sais quoi. It's a certain something that's hard to identify, but there it is. And I'm leaning toward them, and my energy field wants to be in theirs. It, I don't know how else to explain this other than I want to be around this person's energy. It's nice that we began with the Lovers card and we're ending with it. So that's very much like a completed cycle. Lisa, you're so sweet. Thank you, Angel. This feels so good, and it feels so special, and it feels so gentle, and it feels like two people can actually maybe enjoy the mystery of why are we drawn to each other without having to instantly verbalize it. It's something that I think that they'll get to the point of being able to talk about later on. But I think right now they just need to slowly but surely ooze toward each other and start vibing. That's how this one begins. It's not big declarations of love. It's not perfect words. I think these two are going to have like that slow burn romance where it's like they keep like enjoying just being in each other's presence. And it's nice to see like a real romance instead of, they don't even jump to say, oh, I love you. It almost feels more like they slowly ease into each other's energy field because that's where they're supposed to be. But I like the pace of this one. You guys, thank you so much. It's really good to see you. It's really good to hang out with you guys. Sun Soul, you sweetheart. Thank you, hun. Great name you've got, too. Sparkle 11. I know. Oozing toward each other. I probably should have found a better verb, but that's what came to mind first. And Yippee, thank you again so much, y'all. Ruben, T baby, so good to see you. Tina's just passing time. Welcome, sweetheart. Squish bish. Are you also team slow to process? Amen to that. Like that is me all day. TLB, you also. TLB, did you ask me for a follow-up to that one, the house video, right? You asked for that one. I think that was you. Anyway, it's on my list. It's on my list. I've made a couple notes here. Hang in just a little bit longer and I will get to that one. Lisa, you sweetheart. Thank you so much. Bruise like Violet, so great to catch you, love. Thank you guys so much for giving it a thumbs up. You're so awesome. Haskari, hi, babe. Hi, Toby. Thanks for being here. And welcome to all the new members, Catherine, Debbie, Lucia, Desiree, GGWP. Thank you again so much, San Juanita. That's awesome. San Juanita, you're going on a snack run, getting some chocolate and peanuts. That sounds wonderful. Librarian, hi, sweetheart. Cosmo Guy 101. Sorry, 1001. Thank you so much for being here, Cosmo Guy. It's always a pleasure to see you. SLH, hi, sweetie. Solo. Awesome to see you. Hi, Donna. Jay. I do, Jay. Yeah, so my original channel was Kate's Regretless Life. That's where I do all the other zodiacs. And originally, I just opened up Tarot Dog as a vanity channel for my dog. So crazy. But I really love my dog, and I'm that lady. But then I started to do just a couple of other storytelling styles that I felt like kind of deserve their own little spot over here. And this is kind of like my overflow channel for other things that I might want to play around with. But then I also moved Cancerian here because Cancer was getting swallowed up on the other channel. So that's why we have Cancer here, but no other zodiacs. So they're kind of the star of the show. Mitch ZZZ, hey darling, thanks so much. Good to see you, babe. Tina Marquis, hi. Shayna, awesome to see you, babe. And again, welcome Kimberly, Cole's Truth, Mon, Tina, and Harshran. Jalen, always a pleasure to hang with you. Fee's Mystic Faith, great to see you, hun. Wonder T, hi, babe. Courtney Walsh, awesome to catch you, babe. Oh, San Juanita, did you have a bumpy day? You were in a meeting and had some issues. You said the sky was blue, but then someone said, no, it's green. I would have to say the sky is green. Not today, no. Good to see you. Jennison, hi, hun. Hamida Bano, thank you. Thank you so much. You're so kind. Broken Bee for Bliss. KQ Hootie Hoo. I love your name. So fun to say. And Myra J, hi, honey. And Violet, you were first in the house. Nikki O, you were third in the house. Brown Eyed Girl, you were fourth in the house. Welcome, everybody. Thanks so much, Lightning Cast. All right, you guys. I will see you, like I said, late tonight after dinner. I've got a boogie. My time is 7:30, and then dinner starts at 8. So I'll see you guys probably in a couple hours after that for a Cancerian video. And then at midnight, we'll still, of course, post the today's topic, but I might do that one live. RS, love you, sweetheart. You guys made Tarot Dog really nice. I love it over here. I tend to always go like late. This is how I like unwind, is over on this channel. I don't know why it just kind of became that, but that always seems to be the way it goes. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm kicking back, at home, like with a bunch of friends. So thank you guys so much. Moon Crab, nice to see you, babe. All right, you guys. I'll see you again later on. Take care. Bye.